Borehamwood arrived here earlier today, about a couple of hours ago I got here. Just to say breaking news of this on the buses event, planned for November, 1st and 2nd November. The last goodbye event will be held somewhere within the Borehamwood area. And what it will entail, you'll have the talks, Q&As, screening episodes, autograph sessions, signing sessions, and on the second day there'll be walking tour guided by myself around some of the iconic film locations in Borehamwood. So if it's something that you're really interested in doing, then you really need to back it financially to make this go ahead. So we need the fans backing with it, obviously. So because it's all totally funded by fans, of course. So there's 3 tiers in terms of the ticketing. There's Craig Rich you want to get in touch with in terms of to donate and make this event happen. So you can either pay via the a £10 free weekend ticket, which will get you to the Saturday and Sunday event. Saturday event with the celebrities, Sunday event, the walking tour. The £20 is a free weekend ticket. Again, Saturday event, Sunday event, plus you get a programme, a free autograph from guests of your choice, and £30, again, free weekend ticket, Saturday event, Sunday locations tour and programme, 2 free autographs from guests of your choice. So that's how all that will work. But obviously you need to get in touch with Craig Rich about that. And you've seen it if you're on my locations group. All the details are up on there about it as well. Ticket now, you can do that by emailing HOTB, this is all lowercase, HOTB 50th at hotmail.com. So that's the email address to email Craig Rich about to ask about any details for the event. Now, as you say, there's no way of knowing about the celebrities as yet. We're going to be there. Obviously, big efforts will be made to get as many as we can, since it's going to be the last event, get as many people as we can to it in terms of celebrities. Again, this will all depend on the funding that comes from you, the fans. So it's all up to you to make this happen, if you see what I'm saying. So get in touch with Craig Rich, HOTB50th at hotmail.com. And that is the event that you'll get to go to, the last goodbye event of On the Buses. So it's totally up to yourselves what you want to donate. Is it £10, £20, £30? Obviously, the funding is needed to make this event go ahead. So obviously get your money in quick for this event to go ahead. We could have the likes of Kate Williams, John Lyons, Wayne Westthorpe, Adam Rhodes. They're all sort of guests that we've had there before at events. So that's up to you to make that happen, okay? Now, as in what I'm doing down here in Borehamwood as well, I'm down here for photographing and videoing on the buses locations. So I'll be posting all of them up on my channel tomorrow and Wednesday and later on in the week as well. I'll be around various locations around the Borehamwood area. taking videos and photographs and such like. And that should be a lot of fun. Hoping to go live with a few videos as well, so watch his channel as well, and you'll see me going live for those locations videos. So, you got any questions about what I've just said about the event that's planned? Then just post them up and I'll answer them as soon as I see them on the screen. So any questions, I'll wait here and see if anybody's got any questions about the event. As I say, we are relying on the fans here to make this happen. So it takes donations from the fans themselves. Obviously, we've had lots of fans down through the months saying, oh, why aren't you doing another events and all of that? Well, this is your big chance to make it happen. There will be more news breaking about the celebrities and such like over the coming months. Obviously, we only started going into the organising stage in the last few days. So obviously, there's a lot of planning to go on that front. Hi, Dave. So if there's anyone as well that's on my Facebook, the On the Buses filming locations now and then group, then you're okay. You'll see all the details there, and just follow the details that are on that group there. If you want to donate, you can do it just by basically what there is on that page there. Just follow the links and everything on that page to get in touch with Craig Rich either via messenger or email him on the address that he's got on the Facebook page, and you'll be able, that'll put you in touch with securing your place at the event, and obviously paying your funding towards funding the event. So hang around, answer any questions. As I say, I'm in Borehamwood now. A bit of a long journey to get here. One or two things that I noticed on my way up here anyway, there is engineering works on the trains. So to get here, I had to come through by train from St Pancras up to Mill Hill Broadway. Trains didn't come all the way into Borehamwood because of engineering works. Then it was a bus from Mill Hill to Borehamwood. The bus took me right past one of the filming locations, which I noticed has changed a bit. It's filming location when Jack goes into the Ladbrokes at the start of Mutiny on the Buses. That filming location has changed since I photographed it as well. It's still a beauty parlour sort of thing, but it's had a makeover. The side door, which I don't know if it was into your property up above the shop, that has totally been filled in now. There's a bit of like mock false stonework being put in over the doorway, so that has changed a bit since I was last there. I also noticed when I was on the bus from Borehamwood's train station up to the hotel that there is scaffolding out part of the LC studios. That might be the two sound stages. It might be in the Minster stage at the point of knocking them down. I know they've got to get them knocked down because there's they were built a rack. They found rack in them, which means they'll have to be knocked down. Hopefully that will happen, because there was talk recently that they were talking about not totally knocking down the LC studios and building a hotel and cinema complex on the ground. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully the scaffolding that was up around the areas that's going to need work doing on them as a sign that the studios are going nowhere, hopefully. So where I am in the hotel that I'm staying in, it's virtually, let's see, virtually across in this direction here, over in this direction. That's where I'll be, where the bus goes and sees the diversion signs that they put out to divert the bus onto the motorway. That's about maybe a quarter of a mile over in this direction over there. So it's right across the other side of the motorway where my hotel is, right near it. Yeah, that's great, Ollie. That's that won't be the ones that are on. That's TV though. I think they're only going through the early ones at the moment. They've just done Series 1 and into Series 2. Take it you're watching them on DVD. Is that the ones with the films in it as well? So if you've got any questions that you want to ask me about this, on the buses, the last goodbye event, then you can ask away. All right, so that's, I think, the original box set that came out. And then they brought out the omnibus edition, which is the one that I've got. That's got the films on it as well. I think I had the original box, the green box as well. And then I've got the newer box set, the omnibus edition set, when that came out with the films on it. Yeah, Dave, there's still plenty alive from the TV series and films. Too many to really go through. Off the top of my head, you've got Stensgaard, John Lyons, Maureen Sweeney, Carolee Donahue, Brenda Grogan, Adam Rhodes, Wayne Westthorpe, David Rowlands. I think Aubrey Morris is still with us, but he lives in the States now. Let's see. Olivia Breeze, Jules Walter, Andrea Lawrence. So there's quite a lot there that's still around. Cheryl Hall still with us. Avril Gaynor still with us. So you've got plenty there that's still with us. Yeah, Moira Foot still with us. Deirdre Costello still with us. Do believe Charlotte Howard still with us as well. So there's still quite a few that are still with us at the moment. Well, obviously, because obviously on the buses now it ended 50 years ago. So even those that were really young in the TV series, that were young at the time, like in the 20s, they'll be in the 70s now, obviously. I'm not really a memorabilia collector myself. I've got one or two interesting little things, but they're not what I would say memorabilia or anything sort of like from the show. Like I've got sort of pictures that were done specially from a book cover of my second book, which the artist who done the artwork, Steve Lilly, he's called. He gave me the original artwork for it, which is really like that. That's the artwork that's on the front and the back of the A to Z on the buses. But there's none that would say anything like posters or anything like that from the On the Buses films or anything like that. Top 3 episodes, probably you're looking at ones like Brew It Yourself. It'd mainly be sort of ones right out of maybe series 3. So you got Brew It Yourself, First Aid. I do like one or two from the series 2, like Use Combination, Family Flu. They have really strong episodes. Christmas Duty from series 4 is a really strong episode as well. Yeah, I think you can get one or two. I've cropped up on eBay, I think. Not that films have, obviously, but you might have seen one or two from the TV series as well crop up on eBay. Edinburgh, Mike. LWT wanted an 8th series, but the cast decided to call time on it. So they called time on it themselves. LWT were up for an 8th series, but the cast decided against it. An interview that I've got on this group, you'll find it if you have a look around. Bob Grant states, he said that by the time series 7, it was him and Stephen that were chief writers of it, and he said they basically were running out of ideas, and he said they didn't want to continue on either, to a point where people were switching off, saying, oh, here's that old rubbish, and switching over. Plus, I think they saw that the obviously the likes of Wedge had left, Michael Robbins had left, the writers had left. You know, it was all sort of like falling apart. So they wanted to get out while it was still at the top, which it pretty much was. it's still getting really good ratings in the by the seventh series, which is why LWT were game for an eighth series, but the cast, they all agreed, all the remaining cast, so that was Anna, Bob, Stephen, and Doris, they all agreed to call time then on it. Oh, they've done lots of stuff like that. I know that the likes of, they opened up, I think it's one of the extras that's on one of the DVDs. I think it's maybe Series 4 DVD. I think it was anyway, where they were opening up a housing estate somewhere. Another one, I think they were in a department store, opening up department stores. So they've done all sorts of events like that. And there's one, of course, when they're on the top deck of an open top bus and going through Battersea on a carnival sort of thing. So they were always, and they were in good, always in big demand for events like that. Oh yeah, obviously you never had your lecture, your satellite TV and all of that, but it was still competing with other comedy shows, and it was up there as one of the highest viewed comedy shows of its time on the buses was. So it's certainly doing something right anyway. I know you'll get lots of people who'll say, oh well, there was only 3 channels then anyway, but so what? There was only 3 channels for all the other comedies around at the time, but they couldn't match on the buses as viewing figures, a lot of them. So certainly doing something right. So the plan for tomorrow, I will be going and visiting our new location, which anyone who's on my Facebook group, the On the Buses Now and Then filming locations group, this will be, maybe it's about half a dozen different locations now and then shots that I hope to grab tomorrow. I won't go into details of what it was, but it's an episode, it's from one of the episodes. Well, there's one tomorrow, Mike. I'm going to go to it tomorrow. Obviously, every time that there's a location that you haven't been to and you need to confirm it, then it's always exciting to go and see it for the first time in the flesh. Obviously, I'll look at them first on Google Maps, Google Street View, and all of that to ascertain whether that is the location or not. But there's nothing actually that beats actually being there in person and the actual flesh to have a really good look around. I don't really sort of like think it's all that great, for the simple reason it just doesn't have strong characters. And that's where its failing is. It doesn't really have the strong characters, and it doesn't have a really gripping sort of like a storyline that really pulls you in, and that's where it falls flat, I think. So it's not really for me, to be honest, but it's definitely, put it this way, it's definitely would beat your comedies of today, because your comedies of today are basically crap. So I'd certainly put it up above any of your sitcoms going around today. obviously, apart from the likes of Still Game, which was an absolute classic, well, that's not exactly one of today. Yeah, if you hear loud wind blowing, that's only the aircon that I've got in here, because the aircon to the room is not actually working. So I put the fan, there was a fan in here on, which is a godsend, because it was really warm in this room when I came into it. So that's what the loud whirring is. Hope it's not distracting people too much. So let's see, what questions, let's see. Yeah, it would have been shown on on American TV, yeah, obviously, but they wouldn't really have got the just that wasn't really their type of comedy, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, more than likely, Anthony, that I can think of off the top of my head. Just trying to think if there's any other ones. Obviously, like to Man About the House, that was quite well received and got really good viewing figures as well. Can't think of any other ones though. Likes of Love Thy Neighbour was another LWT. Pretty decent viewing figures as well. Not as good as On the Buses though. Well, it depends really what you say. I mean, in terms of matching up to On the Buses, it wasn't really you couldn't really do it because it was totally different. Obviously, I think they had like the character of Jack, wasn't he, working in the lost property department or something like that? They had just totally different dynamics because they didn't have things like conductors and all that over there. I think it was mainly sort of like depot based as well. It wasn't really, never got the gist of what it was like out on the buses as you did in the British version, where they were going around streets and different locations and all of that, which obviously was a big attraction as well. So if anyone's joining and they want to know about the planned On the Buses event, that's the ask the questions here. I'll throw you in with any more details. As I said, the person that you want to contact for that is Craig Rich. If you're on my Facebook group, there is our page on there. It's pinned to the top, the actual post that gives you all the details there. So you can either follow them and get your donation in just to make this event happen. Yeah, that's what I mean, MCA. That's the reason why it never really worked for me. I suppose that's the reason as well why they changed the name of it as well. I mean, Lots of Luck doesn't really... It's totally different from On the Buses, isn't it? Really, and I suppose the premise of the old sitcom was as well. So it's hard to even say that it is an actual spin-off because it's how different it is from On the Buses, really. It's just like doing a version of, say, Only Fools and Horses and having Del Boy a priest or something like that. You know, it's just totally differently removed from the actual thing that's being based on. No, I haven't got any of them. I'll just stick with my DVDs, thanks. I think they missed a big trick with what they could have got with them in terms of the extras on the DVD, on the Blu-rays. They could have had commentaries and such like on it, which I think is really crying out for. It's always good to get, hi Anthony, it's always good to get the commentaries onto films and such like. They could easily have done it. I mean, if they had moved quick enough, when me and Craig Rich took the idea to Studio Canal Plus a few years back, Anna was still with us, and I'm sure they could have got Anna to do commentaries on them, but they never took that chance, which is really sad. There's other people as well that you could have in for commentaries. You could have Kate Williams, who do Holiday on the Buses with Adam Rhodes, so there's definitely scope there for them to put commentaries onto the films, but they never done them with the Blu-ray releases. So I'm happy enough with the DVDs that I've got. Not going to shell out whatever it is. It's a astronomical amount anyway, I think, for the 3 films to ship them from Australia. Top 5 sitcoms, probably you're looking at the likes of, obviously, On the Buses, Still Game, Porridge, Only Fools and Horses, and I really liked Rise and Damp and Man About the House as well. I think that's actually 6 that I've given you there. I'd probably say like Still Game, On the Buses, Porridge. Oh, and Steptoe Son. I forgot Steptoe Son as well, as I put in there. So probably Still Game, On the Buses, Porridge, Steptoe Son, maybe, and Only Fools and Horses. Probably not as strong as the earlier ones, but it's still well worth a watch. It still maintains a pretty high standard, you know. I always think there's scope there for more Still Game, though. They could easily, because they were made up to look older than what they actually were. They could actually do a sort of like a prequel, so have them in their younger days, which I think would work, because they were all made up to look older than what they actually were anyway. So that would certainly work. I know that there's talk, keeps going around about doing a spin-off film and all of that, but I doubt that happening. Certainly did, Anthony. A big opportunity was missed. I'm sure if they had asked Anna would have put in would have helped them with commentaries and such like. And I hope you've been liking the shots that I've been posting up as well of late. In the last couple of weeks, there's been a big rush of short videos that I've posted up. I hope you've enjoyed them. I'm down here with our new camera set up as well, so it'd be interesting to see how that pans out. It's supposed to be a really good camera that I got. It's supposed to be really smooth filming without any sort of like, you know, it's got great stabilization and all that on it. So I'll see, hopefully they should come out really good as well, those videos that I do. The ones that I go live on Facebook with will probably still be on my phone until I get to know the ins and outs. It's harder to actually go live as well from the new camera that I've got. It's actually just a standalone camera. It's not a camera on a mobile. That's really great in terms of how easy it is to film with. It's like it's got like the gimbal on it. And it's got a handy little tool that you can get. I've got for it as well. You get a magnet so you can stick it onto lampposts and film, have yourself filming. I'm in Borehamwood for a couple of days. I go back on Wednesday. So I'm here, my days of filming the locations and photographing locations will be tomorrow and Wednesday, and then I go back sort of like late morning on Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday locations. So anyone with any questions about the event, then post them up here and I'll answer them for you. Which documentary is that? What documentary is that you're talking about there, Anthony? Well, there really wouldn't be in there, would he? That only just got made, so they wouldn't be able to get any footage for that. In hindsight, because he had passed away already by about maybe 10 years or something like that, 15 years. Well, more than that, actually. But just the way that it happens, isn't it? Really sad, but well, they've done it so well. That's why they, when they got signed up for other parts, they wanted them to reproduce the Blakey character, if you see what I mean. So good at it, so why change it, you know? It's a bit like your Carry On films. If you look at the likes of Sid James, he always played the same sort of womanizing, sort of like dirty old man sort of character, lecherous sort of character. Kenny Williams always played like the camp character. Oh yeah, definitely soundtracks. As I said, the person that you want to contact is Craig Rich. As I said, the details for that is you would email him on all lowercase, which is HOTB 50th, so 50th at hotmail.com. Just send an email off to Craig Rich, and I'm sure he'll take everything on board that's offered, obviously, because it's a funded event. No, at that time, though, you've got to remember, Anthony, at that time, then, Bob was very recluse. He had been recluse for a few years. So the times I've got him for any sort of interviews, and I've got him in my interviews on this page, they were all done back in the late 70s, early 80s. So he became very reclusive from later on anyway. So I doubt that we'd have wanted to really had any input in things like that. He had too much going on with his own life personally in his mind. So it wasn't a time to be talking about, you know, on the buses, I suppose. Sad, but that's just the way it was, really. I think sort of like from about the mid-1980s onwards, that's when he went into like a really dark space in his life, really. He did carry on, don't get me wrong, he did carry on with intermittent stage roles after that, but that's when his depression really started kicking in, was in maybe late 85, early 1986. Yeah, you can certainly do all that the same track. If you get in touch, as I said, with Craig Rich, with any assistance, it's all welcome, obviously, because it's the finances that's needed to make these events happen. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's just the way it was, really, with Bob. Really, it's sad but unavoidable fact, really. I mean, you can see by the tone of his interviews how they changed thereafter. The last ones that I've had on my channel here, which is think the late 70s and early 80s. And then you had the one that he done on TV, which I don't like at all. I don't like the seeing a broken man cry on television like you saw with Bob with Pamela Stevenson. I don't know why a lot of people think it's good to watch that. I don't. Really a sad thing to watch, and you could see how the balance of his mind was in another place then. So can you imagine asking him about on the buses around that time? Wouldn't have worked, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly. And I don't know why people insist. I saw it once and that is more than enough for me. That's why I now delete it when it shows up on my channel, because it's not how I want to remember Bob. It's like almost like gloating over somebody's stressful time, dark times. You know, there was nothing at all to be gained from it, basically. Yeah, well, that's it. You don't want to be digging over kicking a man when he's down, which I think that interview was. And I won't be party to showing it. That's what I see it as, kicking him when he's down at that interview. I mean, we all like interviews, but there's interviews and there's interviews, if you get what I'm saying. And that wasn't anything, there wasn't anything to be garnered from that interview. Basically, seeing a broken man cry on television, it's not sort of what you want to see. So it's not really a worthwhile interview. You can get other interviews that are very, they shine a real good light on things, which are really good. But this wasn't really good at all. It was really bad, in my opinion. I can't see why anyone that are fans of On the Buses would want to see Bob like that as well. I mean, I bet his wife was really upset sitting there watching that, as On the Buses fans should be as well. So that's why I don't understand why, when I had it on my channel, and I used to delete it, a lot of people used to go mad about it. And it's like, why? We're all On the Buses fans on the group, Facebook group and all of that. So why do you want to watch a video where you see somebody who you admired for his comedy skills and such like crying on television? There really is some strange people out there. There really is, I tell you. And sometimes I just can't make out a lot of people who go onto your social media and such like. They really are strange. So any more questions, just ask away. Anything about the event and such like, ask away as well. Obviously, it's in the very early planning stages at the moment. As I say, likely to be in the Borehamwood area, which does make sense because it is where all your the majority of your on the buses filming locations are. Yeah, that's it. That's what it's all about. Fox Mulder, it's people ask and you respond by saying, yeah, go on, we'll do this event and all of that. But it needs fans to actually back that up. Obviously, your Sunday as part, I will be comparing it. Yeah, we need to really get him cracking out. I mean, if you look how many I've got, this YouTube channel of mine has got 2,200 subscribers to it. Obviously, that's just on here. My Facebook group's got 36,000. All you really ask for is even a tenth of them want to buy a ticket and come to the event, and that's it. You're made for the event. Really, that's all you're really asking for. I know a lot of people will say that, oh yeah, like we had one on the Facebook group, didn't we? We had one who said, like, how can you have an event when all the cast are dead? Well, they're not all dead. The main cast are, yes, but a lot of the other cast that played a big part in on the buses, people like John Lyons, he was in 6 episodes himself alone. So everyone connected with on the buses certainly isn't dead. There's still, as I mentioned earlier on, quite a few that are still going strong and still alive. But that doesn't mean to say that you say, well, I'm going to forget about doing any events, then let's just forget about on the buses altogether. These channels that I do my videos on and all of that, and my Facebook channel, it's to keep on the buses alive, and the events keep the on the buses alive as well. So again, that's one of these things I don't understand. These people, or how can you do an event? Everybody, all the cast are dead. That's irrelevant. It's quite irrelevant to if you're a on the buses fan and you don't want to get together with like-minded people. You don't want to see the people that were on the buses and different capacities worked on the buses. They'll have a lot of great memories to share of working with the main cast. You've also get the chance to see all the filming locations as well on the next again day. So I don't see what that is to hate about it, if you see what I'm saying. Yeah, there's all sorts. The man who done the drawings for Series 7, I do believe Pat Gavin's still with us. He was at an event a few years ago that we done in Borehamwood, so he's certainly still there as well. I mean, look how well the Carry On event's still ploughing on, and all of the main cast there have passed away. You know, there's none of the main cast alive, but they still bring out the guests and they still get people attending. Yeah, but the thing is, Anthony, it needs the fans to dip their hands in the pockets and support the event, because these sorts of events don't run on fresh air. They need the capital of the ticket money, and if it can be made, sponsorship money and fans buying tickets for the event. Yeah, that's it. It keeps everything fresh as well. You're not forgetting them. Whereas these people who say, "Well, can you do an event? All the main cast are dead." So, in other words, that's like, "Oh, they're all dead, so let's just forget about it." That's a sort of weird, warped way of thinking about how to fondly remember your cast members, isn't it? Let's just forget about it. Don't do any events for them and anything like that. It's just like the thing that was on just recently. There was something on the news yesterday. They were holding some sort of an event for Rick Mail. He's passed away. You don't see anyone saying, "Nah, don't worry about that. He's passed away. Let's not bother about doing anything for him." Oops. It's a weird setup I've got here on this live feed, because it's not allowing me to post any messages on it. Normally I can post in messages, but somehow it's not got them on here. It's just got me a little box down at the bottom where I need to keep pressing periodically to see any new messages that have been posted up. But it won't let me actually add any, not as far as I can make out anyway. I can only see the messages that are written. Yeah, that's it. And it all comes down to that as well. I mean, it's strange how a lot of time people's minds work. They want to have tons and tons of guests there, but they don't want to dip their hands in the pockets, so they're expecting something for nothing almost. These events only happen if you're willing to dip your hands in the pockets, and that's the way that it will happen. So if anyone's got any more questions about the event, they can post them up and ask them here, and I'll answer them as soon as I see them on the screen. Well, not in terms of, there's not really TV series. There's other TV series, if that's what you mean, but not on the buses, episodes or such like there. But there are tons, everywhere you look when you're walking around the town centre, you've got your iconic locations. Obviously, up one street off of Shenley Road, you've got the Butler House. Up another street off of Shenley Road in the town centre, you've got Tunderline Betty's. Up another street off of Shenley Road in town centre, you've got the scene from the start of the On the Buses film where he sees Linda Regan going up the stairs and gets a flash of her pants, that sort of stuff. All around that town centre area. And obviously just outside the studios is where they bring the baby after Olive's had the baby. And the first spin-off film, that was right outside the studios. So it's everywhere you turn in the town centre, there's On the Buses locations. Obviously they filmed heavily with the bus coming down, travelling west to east along Shenley Road towards the studios. They've done that for the first spin-off film and for Mutiny on the Buses. Yeah, there's actually 3 studio complexes now in Borehamwood. So you've actually got the BBC Elstree, which is where EastEnders is filmed. You've got the Elstree Film and Television Studios, is where they filmed the On the Buses films, although part of that has been downsized and a Tesco Extra stands on half of the site now. Although the site that still remains of the Elstree Film and Television Studios, they've filmed Strictly in there, Strictly Come Dancing. They've also filmed films such as, like in recent years, Slumdog Millionaire, which won an Oscar, obviously. And then obviously you've got the newer, which is just about maybe 200 yards in that direction from where I am at the moment, which is the Sky Studios. Cheers, Mike. Try my best. I'll maybe be a bit controversial at times, like my views on the likes of the Bob Grant interview and all of that some people seem to like, but I do not, and things like that. But that's just the way it is, I speak my mind. Same with the old chestnut that will come up, no doubt, in a few weeks' time once they start on running through the Holiday on the Buses filming locations, as always comes out, oh, look, there's Richard Keel, there's Jaws from James Bond films. I mean, really, I don't know where people's minds come from when they come up with them. They actually argue with you as well. That's the best thing. They actually argue the point that it is him. When I've spoken to people who remember Jimmy, that's the person that's in the security lineup. His name was Jimmy. He was a Pontins employee, and lots of people remember him there. But you get people who don't know anything at all, and they'll argue with you and say, no, it was Richard Keel. It does. It drives you absolutely bonkers. It really does. I mean, as if Richard Keel, who was a Hollywood actor at the time, was going to come over for a 10-second gurn and then go away and get paid peanuts for it when he could be earning hundreds of thousands of pounds in Hollywood. Nah. I think it all stems from it. I think where a lot of it stems from as well as this false information that goes out. I think I originally seen it. Someone posted that up on it was either an Amazon review of a DVD or it was the IMDb page. I think it might have been somebody commenting on the, an IMDb at the bottom of each film, you can have a chat and leave your comment, what you think of the film. And someone actually said, even as a cameo from Richard Keel at Jaws out of the James Bond films. And then people actually see that and they actually get drawn in and think, oh yeah, so it must be him then. I mean, they're taking the word of some faceless person who just goes up and posts a review up. And you get other people who jump on and think, oh, it's Richard Keel. It's laughable, really, how these sorts of things grow their legs, if you know what I mean. Really is. I mean, I'm here to try and dispel those sorts of rumours. I think in recent times I've sort of managed to do it, but you still get the odd one or two at that. And when I post up that location from Holiday on the Buses, and people will be again, oh, look, there's Richard Keel. I think they do it on the wind-up, a lot of them do, in all fairness, really, but it's just not funny. It's an old gag now, it's old. Yeah, and that's classic as well. Perhaps we'll be able to fit enough screaming into that at the event, maybe. Okay, so I think I'm going to sign off now. The questions have dried up just now, so I think I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go down and get myself a cool drink in the bar, I think, before my hectic day tomorrow and on Tuesday. So thanks for everyone that popped in. As I said, if you want more details about the event and you want to donate anything like that, then you want to post up your details. You want to send an email to Craig Rich, and the email address for that, I'll just read it out again. It's HOTB and lowercase 50th, in other words, at hotmail.com. So just send an email there. If you want to donate, and that'll all get sorted out, and they'll sort you out with a ticket for the event as well. Obviously, the more money that we get coming in, then the bigger and better the event can be. Okay, so thanks for everyone for popping in and asking questions, and I'll say good night. Okay, good night, everyone.